Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit here back again with Hunter x Hunter. We're on episode 37. A few things, if I look tired, this because I am, and also my background, yeah, the fucking, like, one of the flags, like, decided to come down, and I haven't had time to get it back up, so yeah, it's just a fucking mishmash of mess right now. So yeah, that's that. Anyway, so yeah, the last couple episodes, they were my favourite episodes of the series so far. The first one, episode 35, being that we got introduced to the part of Nen that I think is obviously the most interesting, where you can obviously split off into different things, and obviously you've got like enhancers, emitters, conjurers, transmuters, manipulators, and specialists, and I think that's it, because there's 6, isn't there? Yeah, and then obviously we had that paired with episode 36. It started off in episode 35, but obviously the battle between Gon and Hisoka, which was great. I really enjoyed that. Of course, Hisoka did win. I never expected Gon to anyway, but he did get a solid hit on him twice, I think. So yeah, I mean that's progress. And in Gon's mind, that's all he's really looking for. You know what I mean? He's looking to test himself for a challenge, and I think he classes that as a sort of win, even though it's not technically one. But you know, it is what it is. And I think they are moving from Heaven's Arena now. I don't think they're going back there. So, and both Gon and Killua, they are heading back to Gon's home island. Whale Island, is it? I think it is. So yeah, I think that may be the next couple of episodes. So I don't know what we're going to get. Hopefully something interesting. It should be. I imagine it will be. You know what I mean? This show's good. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else to really talk about. But we're just going to get in this episode and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, episode 37. Oh, this could have quite easily been like an episode that like bridges the gap and like not really had to give us much, but it's definitely interesting because I've got things going through my head now of like it's not like, I don't think when Ging is asking if Gon wants to see him, I don't think it's going to be as simple as like, I'm in this location, come see me. I think it might have something to do with the ring. If the green bits on top are some like, if you use Nen with it, right? Because obviously the connection with the pattern is that that pattern only activates when Nen is used. So I'm wondering if the green like sort of jewels on the ring, if you use Nen with it, if it was to project. If there's like some sort of like projection or like a hologram or something, like, you know what I mean? And depending on where Ging is, I don't know, because like maybe he's like locked down in some facility, or he's managed to find like an alternate fucking universe in some kind of ruins or whatever. Some place where he can't leave, right? And then, therefore, the only way to communicate with Gon is through some sort of like a ring or something, you know? Because otherwise, I don't know what else the ring would do. It's not just going to be a normal ring. It's got a fucking pattern on it. So obviously, you use Nen with it, right? And I have to assume that that's what it does. The only other thing I could imagine the ring would do is maybe it could be a projection and a hologram, but instead of showing Ging, it could show like coordinates, maybe something like that, and then lead them to like some sort of ruins. I don't know, something like that. What was the other thing? I need to have a look, because well, go on, find it. Yeah, and then so there's a tape, a ring, and then whatever the fuck that is. It's like, what do they say it is? A memory card, that's what he says. Are they sure it's a memory card or not? Because they seem very... Only because if you notice by the subtitles, it clearly says, like, it's like a ring, clearly a ring, a cassette tape, clearly a cassette tape, and then a memory card, but it's a question mark. And that's obvious because it doesn't... I mean... I don't know. I mean, I suppose it looks like the shape of an SD card. You know what I mean? So maybe... I don't know. Interesting, though, nonetheless. So yeah, I mean, let's go back to the beginning, since we've sort of talked about the idea of like, do you want to see me? Yeah, I don't think it's relocation. I think it's something to do with the ring. So yeah. Back to the very beginning of the episode. So yeah, Mito knew about Killua, so I have to assume then that Gon has been writing back to Mito then. I feel like I do remember him doing that, but I feel like if he might have only mentioned it once. I'm sure because I'm positive we haven't seen it. It does ring a bell, but I can't even remember. But yeah, it was nice on a lot of levels, right? Because Killua like had a sort of taste of a proper home life, and then with Mito, like, especially like learning what we did about how it was her parents that died in the traffic accident, so they merged the story with Gon to try and, you know, to not make him want to go see his dad and then become a hunter in the end, you know. There's sort of like a deeper level with that than what's on the surface. I don't, you know. I think paired with the idea of Mito just not wanting Gon to go, but also the fact that all of that tragedy happened when Ging left. So on another level, I think it's the idea that Mito she's worried that if Gon goes, the same thing will happen, you know. So it's like a sense of like, you know, love, not wanting, you know, Gon to go, but on the other level, like, she is, it's like that has scarred her in a way, you know what I mean? So the idea of another one of her relatives that leaves, it's like tied to, because it just brings back everything that happened the last time someone left. So, you know, it's a lot deeper than just, oh, I don't want Gon to go because he's essentially my child, right? But yeah, I mean, Mito overhearing that whole thing about Gon not even worried about who his mother is because there is literally nothing to, like, he doesn't know anything. Mito doesn't know anything. No one knows anything apart from Ging. So it was never something he had to worry about. And I was ready for them just to like because I imagine like audience members just being like, if it was never mentioned, being like, well, wait a minute, where's his mother at then? So I thought it would have been a case where they acknowledged the fact that, yeah, I did have a mother, but then Gon doesn't worry about it. So I figured that would be where it ended, you know what I mean? They acknowledged, and then they were going to be like, well, that's that out of the way, just so, you know, just so they have it there. But no, they actually came back to it, which is interesting. And also the fact that, what was the, I need to see what the, there was something that was quoted that Ging said about the mother. He said that they were only separated. So, is it possible that, speaking of like an alternate sort of dimension or whatever the fuck, where I was talking about before with the ring, that maybe somewhere that he can't leave, what if his mother got trapped there, they were separated, and then Ging went back, because I don't think he would take, obviously he wouldn't take Gon into like a fucking alternate dimension, you know what I mean, just in case. But that's why I give Gon back to Mito for them to look after, and then Ging went to search for the mother, and maybe that's what it means. Because when they first mentioned this, that you'd only said they were separated, I was thinking, okay, well, maybe it is the fact that she is alive, but maybe it's something like later on down the line, if they get into like, I don't know, some sort of fight, like, for example, like the Phantom Troop, right? Like, it could have been a thing where like, oh, she was like a member of that, or like the head of the fucking thingy. I don't think it is, because I mean, I doubt it. I doubt Phantom Troop, right? But you know, when it comes to the silhouettes of the Phantom Troop, anyway, I'm pretty sure the guy, like the dude in the middle, is a dude. You know what I mean? So it wouldn't be the mother, but you know, but anyway, yeah. Basically, I was thinking that maybe there could have been something like that. You know, it was like an unplanned thing, and it turns out that, you know, like later on, like he almost like has to fight against his own mother, and then there's a revelation that, you know, she is his mother, and shit, you know, whatever the fuck. But I don't know. I'm kind of liking the idea that the mother was like, she got trapped somewhere else. I like the idea of this alternate dimension shit, but I don't know how. I don't know if like that is actually something in this universe. You know what I mean? I don't know, because that's the thing about the show, is like we've only just gotten to learn like really the secret of Nen in a way, you know. And we're on episode 37, so you know, like it's the world building is still very much a mystery. Like what is possible and what isn't is still like a mystery. So I mean, yeah, I don't know then. I want more, because I like world building, but I also like the fact that, you know what I mean, the mystery is something that does keep you like, oh, what the fuck, you know what I mean? It keeps you asking these questions, which is also good, because, you know what I mean, like Attack on Titan is the same thing, you know what I mean? So it is one thing that's like, it's like infuriating because you're not getting them, but then, you know what I mean, it's great because it does swing in roundabouts kind of thing. So, you know, it kind of does always help in a way, like not knowing everything. Yeah, so Killua basically pointing out that he admires Gon because, you know, he knows what he wants and he's kind of like stopping at nothing to get it. You know, which is completely the opposite of what, you know, Killua is, because the way he was brought up in this assassin fucking family, he was never wanted for anything, which I'm sure is a quote that Illumi said in the exam, is this, that you don't want anything, you know what I mean? Like, you wanted friends, like, you don't need friends, you don't want friends, you've never wanted anything, right? And you're not supposed to want anything, there's nothing for you to want. So yeah, I'm sure that's like a sort of a callback to that. And that's the thing, because Killua does know it, like, he has never wanted for anything. The only thing he ever wanted was a friend, and he got that, you know? But as of right now, there's no real goal in mind, so it's kind of like a sort of a journey for like self-discovery for Killua. So that's going to be interesting to see, like, over the course of the show, what Killua truly wants, you know? So yeah, but they did point out they were first friends of each other, which is interesting. When Gon was pointing out, like, there was a girl he had the same age as me, but Killua was his first friend. So I don't know. I mean, I know Gon was like always out doing his own thing, like in the fucking wilderness and stuff. So I don't know if, I guess the girl that was his age just wasn't that way inclined, and I guess they just never hung out, and that was the reason why. I just thought it's odd, you know what I mean? Because when kids are kind of growing up, they like, that's what they're interested in, kids their own age, you know. But I don't know. I was going to say, because before that was even brought up, I was sure that there were other people on the island that they would go see, because Gon hadn't seen them in a while, and I went back to, like, in my head, I went back to episode 1 when Gon left. I'm sure there was like a little girl, like, sort of waving at him. I could be completely wrong, completely off base about that, but that's like, I can recall that. So I don't know. So I guess on some level they would have had to be friends, but I don't know. But I get the idea of it. It's like, you know, the idea that Gon and Killua are essentially the same yet so different, and just having first friends. It's, you know, I get the thing that's painting, the picture that it's painting. So yeah, he said, Gon said that he's staying around a month, and yeah, I pointed out during the reaction that, like, the time span in this show fucking flies by, which is crazy. Like, that's the thing about anime, is just like the time is so, like, between shows, like, you can have them that really fucking, like, go for it, and just, like, you know what I mean, just time passes like it's nothing. And then you have ones like Attack on Titan that just takes place like over the fucking, like, a couple months or whatever it is, you know. But in this, it's like they just pass by months in episodes. And I get why. I think the idea is that it's painting. It's like, I think the idea is that what it's wanting the viewer to kind of understand is that the training and everything like that is sort of tedious, and it's something that, like, you know what I mean, it's not something easily learned. And I think that's the idea, you know what I mean. That's the reason why shit is like, you know, we're not staying with them through every day and it's like, oh, here's another day where he trains, you know what I mean. I think the idea is like, we know that it's fucking like, you know, to train and get you know, to be able to use all of this stuff, it's not going to take a day, it's going to take months, right? So yeah. So Amita was talking about what she knew about Gene and stuff. The first thing she mentioned is that he is her cousin. So that is that an... I'm trying to think. Is that an auntie or is that like a great auntie? I guess it doesn't really matter, you know what I mean. But I always thought they were brother and sister, but I guess they'd never mentioned that before. I don't think they did. I think the only thing that was mentioned was Mito was Gon's aunt. So yeah, I mean, I guess so. I'm just trying to think of like the correct term for that. But yeah. And yeah, that's all I got. Very, very interesting. So I'm guessing next episode we get some form of answer in regards to what Ging meant about "Do you want to see me?" My theory is it's not a specific location. It's something to do with the ring. If it is a location, it's coordinates to a certain like ruin or something, because that's what he was doing, right? He was what the fuck's the term? He was, there goes the cops. There was a I can't remember the fucking word. He was keeping ruins like in sort of in good enough condition so that for future hunters and stuff they can go explore and stuff, right? So I think that was like one of his main things he was doing. So I'd imagine the ring could be coordinates to that, or it's just a specific hologram of him. It might just be a recording hologram. I don't know. The things, it's all mystery at this point. So yeah, that's all I've got. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below, I've linked certain things. Discord, if you want any information regarding my content, you can get yourself over there. You can come talk to me in the community as well. And Patreon as well. I do have a Patreon. If you do want to support me on Patreon, it'd be very much appreciated. There's a bunch of different tiers and rewards depending on how much you want to support me with. So there's the early access tier, $5 a month. Gives you access to shows a week early, and you get 4 episodes of Hunter x Hunter every week. That's 2 on Monday and 2 on Friday. So if you're clamoring for more reactions from me from Hunter x Hunter more frequently, that's what you want right there. $10 a month, that is the full length. Right now, like a lot of these episodes have been full length because I'm trying to figure out a way that I can, you know, because basically time restraints, like I don't have time to edit right now, so I'm trying to space my time correctly so that I have enough time to do everything while I'm working as well. So yeah, I mean, full length is there. It will go back to that soon. I don't have an exact date for that. I was planning to do it last week, but then that fell through. So I'm not entirely sure, but it will do eventually. Anyway, whatever. Full length, that is $10 a month. Gives you access to my full length library, and then there's other things there as well. So get over there, check, see what they are, and if you're interested, then sign up. But that's all. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.